You can't catch me in 20 minutes. I'll look like a new man. Trust me.
Okay.
My hair is crazy. Look at that. Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's out of hand, doggy. It's out of hand. That's not the hair I see when you're on MLB
Nah,
or when you're doing something with Stephen A. Smith, okay?
No, it's not the hair you see. It's 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Doggy, I need some advice. I am doing 2 shows this week, Thursday, Friday, with Greg Giannotti, WFAN in the morning, filling in for Boomer.
Are you really?
So I'll probably send you a text on Wednesday asking you to come back on, but I am wondering if I can get some doggy advice as I head to New York on Thursday for 2 shows.
I don't know that much about Gio as how he does the shows because I left before he started. That's an interesting point. Let me think about that.
Okay.
He's a huge Viking fan. He's a huge Mets fan. He likes to gamble.
Yeah.
He likes to imitate voices. You know that, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Very good guy. He was my producer a long time ago on Saturday mornings.
Okay.
You know that.
Yeah.
But
Doggy, do I need to break down like a bunt in the 3rd inning of a baseball game, or just be Stugotz? Right.
The Yankees are playing Tampa Wednesday, and that will be. Is it a 4-game? No, they're playing the Astros on Thursday night. So the Yankees have Tampa and Houston this week, and the Mets are out because the Mets playing Kansas City. Nobody cares. So the Yankees are playing the Mets, and the Yankees playing Houston Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Tampa Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So there'll be some Yankee discussion. So, and obviously a lot of Aaron Rodgers. Those are your 2 big topics. The Jets and Yankees this week against Tampa and Houston. Those are your 2 deals.
Is your question, should you prepare to do the show?
Well, I was asking Doggy, are they still breaking down bunts in New York City on local radio in the 3rd inning the way you and Mike used to do, or can I just be Stugotz and let it fly?
I don't have the answer for you on that. I would think that they probably, with the Mets, definitely not. It will be 2 days after the baseball deadline, the trading. I would think they would spend a good part of their time, having fun. Early August, football still a week or 2 away. There's nothing in the other sports. I think that's perfect for you guys. I think that'd be a little bit of a gaggy show. It won't be anything too specific.
Right, or serious. You're right.
Or serious.
Yep.
Because the Mets are out of it, and they've already made the trades.
Yeah.
And so it's 2 days after the fact. The Yankees are so-so, and it's still – now, the Jets play the Browns that night in the Hall of Fame. That would be a topic.
Loop, swoop, and pull or bunny ears there, Doggy, when you tie your shoes?
Yeah, you did that whole thing tying your shoe.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Yeah.
What's the technique? Bunny ears or the loop, swoop, and pull?
No, I do the 2. I do the 2.
Yeah. You double knot?
Yeah, I do when I run. Yeah, I've had trouble running, though. My right foot's been bad. But yes, man. I do both.
I double knot and then tuck in the laces into the side of the shoe.
I just do the double knot. I don't tuck in the laces. I just do. I do the
laces
double.
Are so damn long now, though, Doggy. Am I right?
No, I know. It drives you crazy.
Oh,
the laces thing.
Yeah. Plus bending is harder, right, Doggy, as you get older.
Right. And I woke up today and my freaking side's killing me. Right. So, I mean, that's...
Doggy, you okay? I mean, you're working too hard, dog. I mean,
crazy. I played golf yesterday. I must have tweaked something. Anyway.
All right. Check out Mad Dog. He headlines the Mad Dog Sports Radio channel on Sirius XM and hosts the channel's anchor program, Mad Dog Unleashed, every weekday at 3 p.m. Eastern. You're headed back to Bar A, huh, Doggy? That's a big deal for you.
I'm looking forward to it. Friday night, here we go, baby. Went there. I don't know how many years it was. It had to be pre-9/11. I used to go down there all the time on Fridays. The first couple times I went by myself, and Mike was with us because he was in Saratoga those first couple. Then he came down, and then it became a huge event for a long period of time. And the last one I did was 2007. So I haven't been there in, almost 16 years. And, we picked this Friday to do it, so I'm looking forward to it on Friday night. Belmar, New Jersey, band, the Eddie Testa band as well. Let's hope the weather cooperates. I've been there when it's poured, but hopefully it'll be okay.
Doggy, you and baseball, I mean, they're synonymous at this point, and you have a tendency to go viral with clips from High Heat, and you recently did go viral, but it's one of the few times where you were the one that just sat back and enjoyed what was going on, as Joey Votto totally took over your show. We have a clip.
But I get the gist of what's going on here. I know what you're doing. You're looking down on us, a couple small market Midwest ball players, just because we're not big city, just like you. Mr. New York City, Sirius XM radio star. Mr. National Television, ESPN star, with your Fifth Avenue ties and your crisp pocket squares, your tailored suits and your polished shoes, and your hair, your perfectly coiffed Broadway hair. Must be nice to sit atop that Madison Avenue ivory tower, looking down on us with those luscious locks. Not everyone can be the next Roger Peckinpah, Mad Dog. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're a disgrace. Number 2.
The Peckinpah
Funny.
reference.
Funny. The Roger Peckinpah was phenomenal. I did not know that they were planning that. That was in the planning stage. I did know it wasn't like the day before I found out he was coming on. I knew about 2 weeks ago that day he was going to do it. They had a day game in Milwaukee, so we taped it for the following day. So that they had 24 hours to promote it. He did a tremendous job. I hadn't really had him on before that I could record, maybe one other time years ago, but he was excellent. He did a great job. And the key to the whole thing were the first 2 questions, because, obviously I'm not too sure what his philosophy, what his goal is here with the interview. So when I asked him the first 2 questions, he gave me 1-word answers. And then Alana Rizzo, my partner, she asked him a question. He expounded. So the fact that I did not get flustered with the first 2 questions is the key to the whole spot. And then he responded, did a wonderful job. Great guy, super. And he hit a home run yesterday. Reds beat LA 2 out of 3. Now I'm rooting for the Reds like crazy. So that whole thing was a home run. And I tell you right now, I'm glad he shined. He hit a home run on that. And that was about him. You guys are 1,000% correct.
Mad Dog, there are 2 things sweeping baseball social media. It's that clip and the Immaculate Grid. How familiar are you with the Immaculate Grid?
My buddy Tom Moore, one of the assistants at UConn basketball, he's a big baseball fan, and he told me about it about 2 weeks ago. I had heard about it, and then he plays it every day. He can't get enough of it. He threw some questions at me. Old-time baseball trivia. You guys are going to throw me probably something now, see if I can get it right. But everybody loves it. And, I've heard nothing but good things. I have not played it yet, only because I probably are terrible on computers and I can't patch it in. So that's probably the biggest reason. But I know everybody is a big fan of it. The older guy loves it. And I know it's been a hot topic of conversation. So everybody's all pumped up.
All right, we tried this with Joe Buck. We're going to do it with you. But I maintain that just hearing you, Doug, it's my favorite part of your show is just hearing you talk through certain things and then finally coming to some sort of conclusion to take, okay? And so
here we go. I got you.
I think hearing you talk through the Immaculate Grid is going to be fantastic.
So we have an Immaculate grid up right now. Jess can walk you through it. We have a theory that you're going to be amazing at this.
Yes.
I think the record, Jeff Passan, completed one of these in 12 seconds.
Wow.
If anyone can go at Jeff Passan, it's Mad Dog. Jess, you have the floor.
Mad Dog, can you see the Immaculate Grid up on your screen?
I see the 6 things. Yes,
All right,
I do.
so the first square is the Mets and the Giants. Do you know a Mets player that was also on the Giants?
Dave Kingman.
All right, how about Yankees Giants? We'll move left to right.
Carlos Beltran.
What about a Giants no-hitter?
Ed Halicki.
The Giants are his wheelhouse. I mean,
Easy. That row was easy. All right, now we'll do Mets Marlins.
Go ahead.
Do you know a Mets Marlins player, Mad Dog?
Piazza.
Nice.
This one's
So
easy.
good.
Yankees
Doggy.
Marlins.
Yeah.
Yankees Marlins, a Yankee Marlin player. Robertson.
Very good.
I was thinking Stanton.
Stanton, Robertson, he's fine.
What about a Marlins no-hitter?
Marlins. Marlins. Kevin Brown.
Did he have one?
Yeah.
I was thinking A.J. Burnett when he had the 9 walks, which is not
Outlier.
really a no-hitter. But
All right, well, the
In
first
San Diego. I think Brown had one for them.
The first 2 rows were too easy. We go to the next row, the final row. This is a little bit tougher. This is the Texas team that I hardly ever hear anything about. Texas.
The Rangers.
Texas Rangers.
Yeah.
And New York Mets.
That's an easy one for Dog.
Texas Rangers, New York Mets, a mutual player.
Yeah.
Yeah, but keep in mind, you do have a no-hitter square, so you may want to save an answer for – you can't use the same player more than once. That's another
I
rule on
can't
this.
use the same player more than once, so I got to come up with a.
You saw what I did there, Stugotz?
Yeah.
A Texas Ranger and a Met. Same player on those two teams.
Maybe someone's just
I got the
traded
same
there.
manager, but he didn't. That doesn't. Managers don't count, right?
Nope.
Unfortunately, not.
Someone was
There's
just traded
some
there, dog.
They should, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
Off season, maybe.
doesn't need your help. He's meant to-
okay. Well, he hasn't played yet. Does Scherzer count?
Yeah,
Yep.
we'll count it.
He
Yeah.
counts.
Okay,
That's good.
he doesn't play. Hasn't specifically played a game yet. Okay, good. Next.
Rangers, Yankees.
Killing it.
Which
dog.
one?
Ranger and Yankees.
Rangers and Yankees.
Hmm.
The Rangers are sort of an obscure team. You're right.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird one
You
to
never
do
hear
with
about.
the
I forget
Yankees.
they exist, honestly.
Maybe a giant contract historically.
Rangers, Yankees.
$252 million.
Maybe a guy that was probably more defensively sound at shortstop than the actual shortstop, so he had to move positions and let the other person maintain the limelight just for optics.
Historic
Oh,
suspension.
God, a Ranger Yankee.
Historic suspension as a
They're
Yankee.
feeding you, doggy.
Steroids.
Yeah.
They beat me. Huh? Rangers,
Alex
Yankees.
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
Oh,
J-Lo.
geez, A-Rod.
Yeah.
A-Rod.
Alex
A-Rod.
Rodriguez.
A-Rod.
We also
foil.
would have accepted Kenny Lofton.
I thought he was going Mickey Rivers. I did. I thought that's where he would go.
Yeah, and now
Yeah, A-Rod I should have gotten. That's pretty bad.
a Rangers no-hitter.
A Rangers no-hitter. I know they were no-hit. Boy, the Rangers haven't had a lot of great pitchers. They've been no-hit against a lot. Musgrove, Colby, Kluber, Mike Witt. Who threw a Rangers no-hit? Oh, Nolan Ryan.
There it is.
There we go. That's why we saved
Bingo.
him. That's why we
Nailed
didn't
it.
use him for the Mets
It was
Rangers.
pretty good, doggy. That was pretty good.
Not as good on Texas. A little
Right.
slow.
I mean, it wasn't obscure. I don't know
No,
why
no, no.
that was even a category.
Listen, I know
Who did
Doggy
this?
so well that A-Rod is going to stick with him the rest of the day.
This is
I
weird.
know
That's
it.
good.
I know.
And so is the first one, Scherzer. But you threw me off on that because I thought he hadn't actually performed in a game yet, and Scherzer is not done yet.
Well,
so that's what
DeGrom,
the
yeah.
Immaculate Grid is. It's those kinds of things every
Yes.
day.
Yes. Yes.
New one every day.
Yep. Your wheelhouse,
They come
doggy.
out every day. What time? About like 9 o'clock in the morning, that kind of thing.
Midnight.
Yeah, like around
That kind of thing.
that
yes.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
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 Wow. On weekends too, 7 a week.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't stop.
Twice on Sunday.
Yeah.
Twice on Sunday. I got to look into that. That's a
play
good one.
too.
You were
Yeah.
immaculate on your first try there, doggy.
I got him right, but not as quick with the third one, which I don't
No,
like.
and then the side game is a rarity score. We'll get into that another time. You got the plug for him, Stugotz?
Yeah, Mad Dog Unleashed every weekday, 3 p.m. Eastern, Mad Dog Sports Radio, Sirius XM. We'll leave you on this note, doggy, okay? Shot for your life. We like to play a game around here. Shot for your life. Reddick, J.J. Reddick, your buddy, or Larry Bird. You have to choose one of the two. They have to make it, or else you die.
Oh, come on. What are you kidding me? No way, Reddick. Bird. Larry Bird. Reddick. Name me the time that JJ in a big spot made a big jumper in a big game. He was a great. Larry Bird. He won 3 championships. Bird. The Birdman. Mr. Bird.
All right, doggy. We love you. I'll talk to you on Thursday or Friday, okay?
Looking forward to it.
Okay.
See you then.
All right. I'm pretty certain I was not butt cracked. I was last week when I reported something about season 2 of Quarterback, but I have learned here from Peter King, pretty reliable source, that Joe Burrow has indeed agreed to season 2 of Quarterback, which is a great show. It is a great show. Far better than Hard Knocks. I don't care that Kirk Cousins has final say and final edits and all that. The show is fantastic.
Does make it a little worse knowing that they have final say over everything.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
Not that I really want any gotcha stuff. But
Last Dance was great.
Yeah, I
Was
don't
it
know.
not?
I just don't tell me that.
Who
Just-
cares?
Just
Also-
don't tell me that he has final
But
say.
you think Kirk Cousins is
Lie to
like
Lie
in
to me.
an editing studio and he's like, let's trim that slightly. He's like, yeah, that's just one of those things you agree to, you want, and then like he's not sitting down through 10 hours of stuff. He's a busy guy.
I'm betting he has reps that are getting first cuts, or that he's saying, hey, don't use any of the stuff you shot yesterday if something happens that he doesn't like. It doesn't necessarily mean he's in the edit bay, Billy. But
what are you trying to get out of this show? Right?
Good
like, really.
PR.
Yeah,
That is
no,
what
I
they're
know.
trying to get
I'm
out of
saying
it.
as someone who's watching, what
I
are you
think
hoping to get?
an audience is trying to actually get like,
You want marital
oh.
strife behind the scenes? Like, who cares?
I mean,
that would be wild if
People would like
he got
that,
caught
yeah.
cheating on his wife.
That'd be horrible.
And he was just like,
I wanna watch
You
that.
can't use this.
I'm not gonna lie and say like,
We're not
no, that's
rolling
not
here,
what
are
the
we?
audience wants. But like, yeah, I mean,
Midway through, he realizes, oh shit.
there's a reason why Vanderpump Rules ratings went through the roof this past season. But no, I think people do want like a little behind the scenes that it doesn't feel, canned, forced.
Hey, that part where I procured a blood diamond. Let's cut that.
Billy, we actually had the producer of The Last Dance on Stupidity while you were out on paternity leave, and he said that Michael Jordan did not have final say, did not have final edits. I started laughing.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
did.
Get out of here.
Can't take him seriously.
There's
And
no
also
shot,
The Last Dance, like, a little overrated.
Ooh.
I
Really?
don't-
Ooh, stop it.
Are you saying it's overrated because of the time that it came out? We were just so starved for something?
Well, I think that's part of it, but I also think, like, as it was coming out, the multiple timeline jumping Westworld season 2 type narrative structure was just like a little much.
Can we get that take on social with an unflattering picture of Jessica? Because that's what happened to me last segment when I said the thing about running backs.
I love this meme of you, Chris. It's the
I
meme
hate
that they
it's
use.
Mike Ryan's fault. It's me without a beard, him wanting to do this stupid X thing in Salt Lake City because it was the first day of XFL football. Mike's like, hey, cross arms with me.
You're a
That
pair of
picture
Oakleys away from
is-
being in the montage of all the people.
It is haunting me. That
the
photo.
reply guy montage. Yeah.
I hate that photo.
I love that photo. It is probably one of my favorite show memes.
It's just
Underutilized.
Mike being like, hey, dude, do this thing with me real fast. Like, he tricked me. He didn't even tell me
for the
what we
group
were...
chat. For the group chat.
I heard a great take on running backs on ESPN radio, and you would think it was from a host, but it wasn't. It was from Doug in Dallas, a caller. Follow me down this path. It's a great take. I wish I had thought of it. I should have claimed it for myself, but Doug in Dallas did call in this morning, and I happened to be listening, where he said running backs, what they should do, okay, is do what they're paid to do, which is when the ball is given to them, they run the football. But when the ball is not given to them and they're in the game, don't block.
No pass pro?
They don't ask guards and tackles to run the ball 25 to 30 times a game, okay? You're asking these guys, hey, run the ball 30 times a game and then block someone who's 5 times your size an additional 30 times per game.
So stop doing their job
Yes.
to get paid more.
Well, no, their job is to be a running back, not to be an offensive lineman. It's a great point by Dougie in Dallas. How about that?
What do we do with tight ends here?
Look, I'm not going to do it again because I bothered somebody by being Captain Obvious when it came to running back. But the running back discussion on this show is some of the whitest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. No, we're just not going to block. Hey, coach, no, I'm just going to switch positions today.
Doug in Dallas,
All right, take care.
If you don't like it, play another position. Go be 6'4".
It's the whitest shit I've ever heard on this show.
It could be dumb. but-
No, it's dumb and white.
It can
it's
be
all
both.
those things.
I think it can be both.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm being misrepresented. I'm not saying I don't feel bad for running backs. I feel bad for the grocery store worker that doesn't get to have their job anymore because of the checkouts are automated. Like, I feel bad, but that's just part of life. Things change.
You're not helping.
Value
part
is
of life is such like why is it part of life?
It's part of life because sometimes you do something a certain way and you realize this isn't smart what we're doing. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna evaluate.
But this isn't smart is paying them. It's just like, it's not smart how we're doing this. We're going to keep taking advantage
But
of
it's
them.
not paying them as much as they probably should be paid. That's the point.
I think it goes without saying when you look at their productivity, especially when you get to the top of the line. I'm not necessarily sure what the solution is, but there are people
Don't
out
block.
There are people out there taking the take that, okay, well, that's just what it is. We shouldn't explore solutions to this.
But you guys are just doing the pay the teachers thing, like pay the running back. Like
I had a
That's fair.
I had a more nuanced conversation about this last week with Golick, where like I don't think that there is an easy solution to it because of the way that the salary cap is structured and the negotiating power of the players with the owners. It is a zero-sum game in the NFL.
I think
it just is.
It's
And
totally fair.
I don't just because there isn't a easy solution doesn't mean it's not a shitty situation if you're one of these players. And it also isn't, to me, an excuse to just be like, go play wide receiver then
Yeah.
or whatever. Like, I understand why it is this way.
Yeah,
I
go tell
understand.
Darren Sproles to play strong safety.
I understand
but-
why.
about from a young age.
Time out.
Mike.
What Chris is saying is you
We're
have
not
to
talking about tomorrow.
Yeah.
Go switch position. I'm
It's
saying
even dumber.
You
No,
have
please,
to
I can't do
adapt.
it.
No, Mike. He's not wrong here. He's
Yes,
saying
he
you
is.
have to adapt. You have to roll with the times, okay? It's kind of like the journalism discussion Dan and I were having with Stephen A. Smith and all that, where Stephen A. and Dan realized, hey, My news, my writing, my words landing on someone's front porch is no longer valuable. So what can I do to be more valuable? So they did First Take, and Dan decided to do a radio show.
Right. Even though
Do more.
I'll skip out on the obvious joke to make it Dan's expense here, but there are no measurables to become a talent in the sports media game. There's a thing as measurables in pro football. You can't just decide, I'm a tight end now.
Give me the measurables for a good running back, because that person can play safety and cornerback from an early position.
Here's what I'm telling you. If Saquon Barkley could be an all-world pass rusher, Saquon Barkley would be an all-world pass rusher. That's what I'm telling you.
I'm confused, though. Like, are all position skill sets interchangeable at a young age, or do you think some people have, like, inherent gifts at certain things that other people don't have?
It's just built on a fallacy, Chris. Like, you're just saying, oh, just go be Bob Sanders now. If they could be, they would be.
I'm talking
it is
about
an ultimate.
I'm talking about kids. I'm talking about parents not wanting their kid to play running back. I'm
I
just
get
saying,
that.
down the line, we're going to see there eventually, like, there's going to be a time where we're like, man, there's just not a lot of good running backs if we keep treating them this way. Is what
I don't think so. Hell, we're at, it's not like quarterback. There's just always going to be them. We can't find 32 people to play the position well at quarterback.
Mike, if all 32 running backs just decided to strike,
I can't do this again.
If all 64, 2 on each team, decided to strike, you think 64 guys could just stroll in and do it?
I can't.
You think 64 people could stroll in and do their jobs?
I can't do this. Like,
what was the value of running back 16 years ago? Because that's basically what you're saying. Because 16 years from now, you think they're going to be the same value that they are today. Because if 16 years ago, you'd be like, I want my kid to be a running back. Mm-hmm. Like, they could be the star of that team. And now they're running backs, and now they're not.
I don't think that discussion really happens, guys. We're just approaching this from two different places. I don't think
Can I buy an American flag anymore?
Yeah, what?
What do you mean?
Well, because I was at a hardware store, and they had
Barbie this weekend.
This American flag was on sale, and it was, like, stitched, and it was like this like, nice flag. And I thought, man, like, I'll get that. Maybe I'll fly at the 4th of July or go to, like, a World Baseball class. Like, I could use a good American flag. Like, this is very well made, and it was $5. It was a great deal, right? And then I also bought these utility gloves, and it was 5 pairs for $5. And I was like, that's a deal that I can't beat. I have to trim the hedges. I have to do all this stuff. And then I was, like, driving around my car, and I was like, man, I have an American flag and a bunch of gloves. Like, I could be an insurrectionist if I get pulled over. Like, should I be buying these things?
You're saying, like, can I rep the
should
American
I still
flag
no?
anymore?
Should I still be buying it, especially if I'm buying gloves and other things, or like, are people going to get the wrong message? Because I thought about it when I paid. I was like, I don't know if I should be buying these things together. Is this allowed?
I am so with you on the American flag.
I'm just curious if anyone else has wondered this, and if I'm just odd.
So the American flag has strangely been co-opted by just one political party, in that I can't actually visibly love America as much because I'm afraid of
it's
what
$5 and it was stitched. It seemed like such a good deal.
I'm dying to get a forearm tattoo of the American flag, but I think I might be the first Democrat in recorded history to go for that look.
Good deal because demand is down, Billy. I mean, perhaps. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I don't know why it's on sale.
I think demand is way up.
When I find things on sale, I just buy them.
I'm sure there were a lot of people buying Spirit Airline tickets to D.C. on January 5th that were like, it was a good deal.
Yeah.
No one's traveling right now.
I think
See what it's all
in
about.
January 5th, they might have had bundles. Like utility glove, American flag bundles. At least, like, maybe at Belk. Maybe at Belk's.
Have you guys used Temu yet?
No.
On Instagram, I see this company Temu that sends you anything you want is like $2. You could buy an SUV for $2. I don't understand how it works. TEMU. We'll talk about it later.
I can buy an SUV for $2.
I'm telling you, that's a deal.
Did you pay for it with your life wallet?
No.